Our next speaker is an independent economist and wildlife policy analyst from South Africa. He's worked at some of South Africa's leading think tanks and is a consultant for the EMS Foundation and author of a new report published this week which says that a UK ban on trophy imports could help lift thousands of Africans out of poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr Ross Harvey.
Honourable members, colleagues, guests, it is a great honour and privilege for me to be addressing you today as we urge the British government to ban trophy hunting imports into Great Britain. You need no reminding that 213 years ago, in these very chambers, William Wilberforce defeated the Atlantic slave trade. John Pollock, his biographer, writes the following: "The House rose almost to a man and turned towards Wilberforce in a burst of parliamentary cheers. A long defence of the trade and of slavery itself could not alter the mood of the House. That defence amounted to a willing deafness to the cries of real slaves. Wilberforce's enemies held that slavery was nasty but necessary." Such a defence sounds eerily similar to the defence of trophy hunting today. We are told that without the hunters' philanthropy, wild landscapes in Africa will revert to ecologically destructive livestock farming. Poverty-stricken local rural communities, we are told, will go without meat and jobs. Consider, however, a recent incident from my home country, Botswana. Imagine the cries of a young elephant bull at seeing his father shot down in front of him by trophy hunters near the Dobie border. The small elephant family is now deprived of the knowledge and instruction of its patriarch. The local community fears that the resultant trauma will make the elephants more aggressive towards people, inflaming human and elephant conflicts. It is also one less large-tusked bull that high-paying photographers will never get to see. My children, Caleb, age 6, and Anna, age 5, will most likely not see a large-tusked elephant in the wild. There are probably less than 40 left. Or consider the hunter who shot a collared bull in the same vicinity a few weeks later and tried to burn and bury the research collar. The local community was not consulted over the reintroduction of trophy hunting to its concession. Far from bringing conservation dollars to starving communities, hunting undermines their opportunities to participate in the sustainable ecotourism trade. These are not isolated incidents. They simply betray the underlying worldview that animates trophy hunting, a way of thinking that glorifies domination and ridicules stewardship. The idea that local communities in rural Africa desire trophy hunting, or that it is nasty but necessary for conservation, is fanciful propaganda. It ignores the fact that economic alternatives exist. It ignores the fact that those alternatives may create up to 11 times more jobs per hectare than trophy hunting. That's in South Africa alone. It ignores the fact that killing the biggest and best elephants or lions destroys genetic strength and ecological integrity, the very bedrock of future photographic non-consumptive tourism. It ignores the fact that trophy hunting is a fundamentally horrifying extractive activity that expropriates African animals' body parts to a trophy wall, normally on some Western rich home. Friends, trophy hunting is morally repugnant, even to those who reluctantly support it as nasty but necessary. Wilberforce had the courage to stand firm against such rationalizations. It is no coincidence that he was also instrumental in forming the first society for the prevention of cruelty to animals in this nation. He would have had in mind the words of Proverbs 12, "The righteous care for the needs of their animals, but the kindest acts of the wicked are cruel." It is now time for the UK to heed Wilberforce's epic courage and ban trophy hunting imports as nasty and entirely unnecessary.